This is definitely a good one. For those who are ready to hear this, for those who've been on the planet for a while, for those who have a higher state of consciousness, and those who have found that this life, man, the struggling, there's no like just get out of jail free card. You can say like this: your soul came here with a certain curriculum, a certain contract it wants to fulfill, it's picked some heavyweight material to work through, and you find, because if you've been doing this long enough, you find that, and if you were like me and you searched the whole planet, something finally realized, you're like, wait a minute. Your definition of healing changes, actually. You're trying to heal something, overcome something, try to get rid of some limitation you have, but you found, damn, there's seriously nothing here that will completely eradicate this. And it's not your mind that told you that. It's grace told you that, basically. Grace is like, look, I burned you and you can't heal it. It's gonna leave a scar. And you have to keep it until you leave this body. You get some download intuition about that, but you also understand why. I'm gonna say why. It's not like, grace just wants to torture you. There's deep reasons behind that. But that realization comes it comes with a force. See, people who don't understand what downloads and intuitive wisdom is, all they know is their mind. They know mind and belief. They don't know the higher level of intelligence, that which knows everything. They can't discern between the two. So I'm talking to the people that can. So sometimes these realizations come it's backed with such life force. It's just obviously not coming from the mind. It's on a whole nother platform. And it tells you finally, it calls off the search. See, a lot of people call off the search because they listen to a non-dual video and they say, you don't have to search anymore. You're already one with God. There's no ego. And their ego hears that. They're like, oh yeah, damn, why do I gotta keep trying to change my life or do anything? I'm already one. They like that because it's easy. They're not gonna say that. They're gonna say, no, I've already realized I'm one. That's why I don't think about these things anymore. But life will crash that at some point, and then you'll get these downloads. Everything evolution is doing is about switching over from mind-based information, so-called knowledge. Some people think it's knowledge. If that's all you have, you think it's knowledge. There's a switching from that to source knowledge. The kind of knowledge that can't be debated. The kind of knowledge that stands alone. You don't need anybody to agree with you. In fact, you expect them not to. Because they can't. How can they? They don't have the CPU or the capacity to understand. They can't. You say certain words and you'll give sentences, and then they'll interpret it according to their current CPU. You already know that. So I'm making another video about how don't talk to these people. Not because you're better and you're high. No, it's a waste of time and energy. That's all. And you got nothing to give them. There's certain people, man, I don't care how much they pay me, I wouldn't do a private session with them because I can't. There's nothing there. I was listening to a teacher I used to listen to years ago. Just for a minute, somehow he popped up. And he was doing a one-on-one with somebody. And I'm like, I couldn't talk to her. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Different worlds, total different frequencies. What I'm here to share, I'm here to share it's a very targeted niche group without me trying. It just is. And so those who can eat and digest that food, I'm talking to them. The rest, I can't do it. God's not playing through me in that way. I remember I used to go to 12-step meetings, and sometimes they'd say, because I would speak, they'd have me share at the meeting, speaker meeting. And they'd say afterwards, but you should bring the message more for the newcomers. I said, I can't talk to the newcomers though. I don't, that's not my thing. It doesn't flow that way. Squirrels in the tree. You have to find out how you flow and own it. I made a video once. God made you the way you are, own it. Don't get soft or weak or insecure, because this is a test. Others will come and they try to, well, but you should be like this and you should be like that. And then they'll try to work your ego. You're so great. You could help so many people. It's like, no, it's not true. I help who I'm intended to help, and it's not even me helping. I'm just sharing. You're helping your own self. These words, if they align and resonate with you, it means you already know it. I'm just kind of putting some water on it, you know? All right. Got off topic a little, but not really. Like how, you can't get off topic when we're talking about truth. But we're talking about how grace likes to not just burn you, but scar you sometimes. Why? Because this is the accelerated path, you can say, to waking up to your true nature. When you're carrying some kind of limitation or something that won't go away, whether it be a disability or a neurological impairment or physical, emotional, or mental handicap, especially those that are invisible. People can't see them, you see. You see it and feel it because you live with it. Others can't see it. In fact, they'll tell you, oh man, you're full of shit because like you look healthier than I do. See, because they don't know. They have no experience with that. So then that person gets a double whammy. He's already carrying a limitation with him that's on them all the time, for the most part. And they, on top of that, are totally misunderstood in the world. Well, how can that be an advantage? You're saying that's an advantage? Yeah. You'll see that when you leave this planet. You'll see how it's an advantage. For sure, that's the latest. At the latest, you'll see it then, but we're trying to see it now. That will burn arrogance and ego and spiritual foo-foo nonsense. That will burn that so much more efficiently because you have that limitation versus if you didn't have it. You're like sitting in a fire. See, other people, they have to wait. A lot of people don't even experience a real fire, actually. Not a real fire. They think they have. They're like, yeah, man, I was in a real fire. Some internal catharsis or something. Others are like, man, that's like nothing. There's different levels here. There's different experiences here. There's different contracts the soul chooses to embark on. So when you're in a fire like all the time, imagine how much impurity is going to be burned in that. You're constantly driven inside. For a while you're driven outside because we're conditioned to look outside for answers. And nowadays with the internet and technological age, there's like so-called remedies and antidotes everywhere. Manifestation, just do this and do that and you'll heal yourself. Oh, look at the reviews. This person had this and that and they got healed and all this stuff. Like that's even more of a challenge. Because something wants to believe it. Yeah, hope. The mind likes hope. I almost kind of want to destroy hope because I know what happens when you're in a hopeless state and you surrender. Then you get direct conscious contact with the universe that created you in existence to begin with. That's what you need. That's the ultimate healer. And that healer may not heal you. You may get some intuitive download that says, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have this for a reason. Intruders, you see them? Think I don't see them. I'm packing too. So you get this intuitive download that man. You're like, wait a minute, I have this. This is some benevolent acid grace. This is why I have it. Because like I shared a minute ago, it burns shortcomings and character flaws in you on a level that normally it won't get burned. They won't get burned because like you need a fire to burn it. This is alchemy. This whole life game of transcendence is alchemy. You don't just believe in a thought that says like, oh yeah, like nothing really exists and so there you go. It's just, yeah, you can believe that if you want, and you can even know that to a certain degree, but still the show must go on. So you still have to play this alchemy game. So if you're in a real fire, man, you're going to be burning this stuff. You're just going to be, you're going to be like you have no choice. And then you'll see the more crud and dishonesty and nonsense on the subtlest levels. This is where it's real important, subtle levels. This is what I was talking about in that video I made about astral realm. All the work on the astral realm, it's subtle. You do that work now, you go to astral world, you're chilling, man. You don't have nothing to do. And you're sharp. You're like aware of the realm. Most people sleep their astral realm because it's too subtle. It's a subtle realm. If you're not aware of energy and vibration here, the subtle energy and vibration, how are you going to be aware there? I mean, you might wake up later at some point. It's going to take a while. Remember that movie, What Dreams May Come? Robin Williams' wife? She was asleep, man. He couldn't talk to her. She was stuck in this dreamy state. No. Astral is like when you dream at night. You know how you dream at night? Everything's just kind of dreamy and weird. This is how astral is. But if you're tuned to subtle astral energy now, you're going to be tuned to that there. Okay, anyway. So you're doing this work now. This fire is helping you burn all these obstructions that keep your true light kind of from shining through. It's not that the true light's not there, but it's not shining through. What good does it do just to repeat all day, I'm the love and I'm the light? It has to be unobstructed so it can come through. But this is the game of life. Bugs, intruders. You have to, the game and the alchemic process of life is to dissolve obstructions and let the light come through. God put the obstructions there and God takes them away via the movie magic. Like it's his show. God's playing through and as all of us. That's why it's like we can't really miss and you can't get hurt. Even though you're feeling pain because we're hooked into this VR equipment, bodies. Later, like your pain, you don't feel that forever. How many times have you felt deep, deep pain in your life and now you can't remember? But at the time you're like, this is the worst ever, I'll never feel better again. You'd have to think a minute and recall that. I would. So sometimes you're going to struggle and you're not meant to get well. Let's define healing. Sometimes healing, it's not, we think the definition of healing is to eradicate it, get rid of it. Whatever the limitation or disease or disability is, I have to get rid of it. Oh, that's healing. Okay, that's one form of healing. And I'm not saying that won't happen. That might happen. You have to surrender your life and see, like, it's not up to you. Have you realized that? It's not up to you to determine if that's the type of healing that's going to take place. That's freedom. When you realize that. When you get the download that realizes that. For a while, we can't help but wish and hope and please just because we think this limitations are making our life horrible. I like what Nazar Sagata said once to somebody in Bombay. The guy says, look, I want to be self-realized like you keep sharing, but my life is so much suffering, man, that I just can't. I'm experiencing so much suffering, I can't. He said, it's not that you're experiencing the suffering. It's not that so much. It's more, I mean, yeah, that too, but it's more you're suffering your experiences because of the self-talk. And I've made many videos about that. So one form of healing is your limitation gets dissolved. Another form of healing, a deeper form of healing, the kind of healing that's not too attractive. That's what I mean when I say sometimes grace leaves a scar, doesn't just heal us, is when we keep this thing, but we transcend it. We stop thinking, this requires Grace's help also. We stop believing so much that this is responsible for my life being hell. This is very difficult corner to turn. That right there is very difficult for most people because the sensations of the body and the distractions, it's on us all the time if we have certain limitations. So it's very hard to turn away from it. We need Grace's help. Pray for Grace's help. Or whatever your spiritual practice is. I try to be as universal as I can when it comes to this. I don't have any dogma about anything. If you like Jesus, ask Jesus. If you like Buddha, ask him, ask Krishna, ask Anandamayama, ask the source itself, direct, you find your way. There's no rules, man. Like you find your individual way. But you realize that it actually isn't this limitation that's the problem. It's our identity with it. We start to become aware of its purpose. Why is it here? We start to look deeper into it. Instead of wishing, I want it to go away, I want it to go away, we realize, wait a minute, that's like making it stay. What's the purpose? What's it doing? And then you'll realize, oh yeah, this is burning a lot of karma. Actually, I got a good deal. It don't feel like one, I understand, but I got a good deal. This is pointing my attention inside in a way and on a level that nothing else would, actually. So you realize the purpose of it. And you realize it's not personal. It's not you. It's not some eternal tattoo on your soul that you're going to keep forever. No, this is like during this life. This life is so short, man. That's why I talk about astral and other realms, because like it's like going to high school or middle school and thinking that's all there is. That's all you do. Everything that's all there is, middle school. No, when you're in middle school, maybe you're thinking about high school and college, and if you're in high school, you're thinking about university and career or whatever we think about. Well, why not think about, while we're in this human life, think about the next level. Have a broader perspective of things. This short little 70 years, like, you serious? It's nothing. I'm 50. Like, where did it go? What happened? I have memories when I was still in the baby carriage. What happened? Like, what? It was like that. So that's my message. Lastly, having this, I wanted to touch on this gift too, of having some limitation that won't go away. Man, it forces you to like calm down a little bit. You're not so busy out in the world, like chasing worldly ambitions. It like slows your system down a little bit. I gotta get the money and get the girl and get jet skis and motorcycles and rocket ships and helicopters, and you somehow, if you have a certain struggle that won't go away, you don't have time for all that nonsense, and you see through it. You're like, wait a minute, this is nothing anyway. Like, you've done enough to see, like, okay, I get a short euphoria, then it goes away, and then I'm empty again. Oh, and then I find that, like, you see through it all. So you slow down more, and again, things become more reflective. Your consciousness is more interiorized. I tease my friend sometimes when he says he's going somewhere. I say, no, stay in your room, do analysis, and contemplate astral realm. No, but at some point, you just see that's all there is, really. Like, what else are you gonna do, man? I made videos about how the world gets boring. Yeah, it gets boring, but I mean, you're cool with it. When I say it gets boring, it's not like, oh, this sucks. No, you're like, you enjoy it more because like you're not in it anymore. You're kind of like just some spectator, you know. All right, I said enough. I'll see you guys.